Well, 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 here we are again. I'm in my comfy reading chair, my nice recliner here, and we are going to talk about the epigraphs of Words of Radiance Part 2. So I'm in my nice chair because I'm going to read these to you guys. I honestly, I said this in the last video, but I really don't think that I'm going to have much to comment on these. This is all basically, let me get to the first page here. I should have put a bookmark. How embarrassing, so unprofessional. Part 2, Wind's Approach, right? I'm over here on the side because I'm finally learning how to edit videos like almost decently. I'm still not good at it, but I'm getting there. So over here on the side, I'm going to put the text that I'm reading. Ooh, fancy. I know what you're thinking. Pretty advanced stuff for this channel. These epigraphs are from different songs that the listeners sing, right? And the listeners, they communicate a lot with music, and so these are like their folklore, basically. A lot of these songs convey mythology and legends of the listener culture, and some of it is shrouded in mystery. We really don't understand what it's talking about, and some of it we have seen in the story, and so yeah, we'll just go case by case, and we will talk about them a little bit if there's anything to say. I kind of don't think there will be much to say. Chapter 13. War form is worn for battle and rain, claimed by the gods, given to kill, unknown, unseen, but vital to gain. It comes to those with the will. Chapter 14. Mate form meek for love to share, given to life it brings us joy. To find this form one must care, true empathy one must employ. Chapter 15. Work form worn for strength and care, whispering spren breathe at your ear. Seek first this form, its mysteries to bear. Found here is freedom from fear. Interesting, work form. There's some interesting imagery there. Spren breathing in your ear, freedom from fear, and things like that. That's an interesting one. But I can't even pretend to know what it really means. Chapter 16. Nimble form has a delicate touch. Gave the gods this form to many. Though once defied by the gods they were crushed. This form craves precision and plenty. Chapter 17. Dull form dread with the mind most lost, the lowest and one not bright. To find this form one need banish the cost. It finds you and brings you to blight. So dull form, I could be wrong. Maybe I should have checked this before I started. I'll put it on the screen if it's incorrect. I think dull form was the one that they use to be parshmen, right? It's almost like not even having a form. It's more of the absence of a form. Chapter 18. Scholar form shown for patience and thought. Beware its ambitions innate. Though study and diligence bring the reward, loss of innocence may be one's fate. That's interesting. So scholar form, it's got some warnings there. Loss of innocence. Skip chapter 19 because there are no epigraphs in the flashback chapters. Chapter 20. Art form applied for beauty and hue. One yearns for the songs it creates. Most misunderstood by the artist, it's true. Come the spren to foundation's fates. So art form in one of the interludes, right? Eshonai and Venli, they were trying to unlock art form. They were having people paint with different colors and things like that. Chapter 21. Mediation form made for peace, it said, form of teaching and consolation. When used by the gods, it became instead form of lies and desolation. Ooh, we see that word desolation. Interesting. So we're starting to talk about some forms that we haven't heard of before. Mediation form. Chapter 22. Storm form is said to cause a tempest of winds and showers. Beware its powers, beware its powers. Though its coming brings the gods their night, it obliges a blood-red spren. Beware its end, beware its end. There's some cool stuff there. So storm form, red spren. Chapter 23. Night form predicting what will be. The form of shadows mind to foresee. As the gods did leave, the night form whispered. A new storm will come, someday to break. A new storm, a new world to make. A new storm, a new path to take. The night form listens. Night form, that sounds cool. Chapter 24. Decay form destroys the souls of dreams, a form of gods to avoid, it seems. Seek not its touch, nor beckon its screams, deny it. Watch where you walk, your toes to tread, or hill or rocky riverbed. Hold dear the fears that fill your head, defy it. The decay form sounds pretty scary. Chapter 25. Smoke form for hiding and slipping between men, a form of power like human surges. Ooh. Bring it round again. Though crafted of gods, it was by unmade hand, leaves its force to be but one of foe or friend. So I am not the best at keeping track. I've read up until like halfway through Oathbringer, and then when I'm doing these videos, I'm further ahead reading Words of Radiance, and I'm taking notes on the chapters, and then I record the videos later. And so I'm not 100% sure how much I've talked about in the videos of the Unmade, but Unmade is mentioned here. That's really interesting. And also human surges, it says. So surge binding of those powers that Shallan and Kaladin and other people are exhibiting. Sounds very cool. Smoke form. Chapter 26. They blame our people for the loss of that land. The city that once covered it did range the eastern strand. The power made known in the tomes of our clan, our gods were not who shattered these plains. Ho ho ho! Shattered these plains? Sound familiar? I've always wondered if he's ever going to get around to explaining how did the Shattered Plains become the Shattered Plains. He's gotta. It's one of those things that's presented at the beginning, and it's like a really interesting mystery, but then you get used to it and you kind of forget that it's even a mystery. At least I have. And so as time goes by, you just sort of accept the Shattered Plains. And now I'm like, every once in a while I remember and I think, hey, are we going to get an explanation for how the Shattered Plains were created? Chapter 28. The betrayal of Spren has brought us here. They gave their surges to human heirs, but not to those who know them most dear before us. 'Tis no surprise we turn away, unto the gods we spent our days, and to become their molding clay they changed us. So we see more mentions of the surges, Spren betraying something, I guess. Betrayal of Spren brought us here. Oof, there's some interesting stuff there. Chapter 29. Art form for colors beyond our ken. For its grand songs we yearn. We must attract creation Spren. These songs suffice till we learn. So again, mentioning art form, and in this one, it gives us a sort of a clue and a reference to what Venli and Eshonai were doing. They were trying to summon creation Spren in that interlude, and yeah. So as we know, they were trying to get art form, but I don't know if that really was going to work out for them. I don't know. Chapter 30. 'Tis said it was warm in the land far away when Voidbringers entered our songs. We brought them home to stay, and then those homes became our own. It happened gradually, and years ahead 'twill still be said 'tis how it has to be. I don't really understand that, but it talks about Voidbringers first entering the songs, so that's interesting. Smoke form again. Here we go. Chapter 31. Smoke form for hiding and slipping between men, a form of power like surges of Spren. Do we dare to wear this form again? It spies. Crafted of gods, this form we fear. By unmade touch, its curse to bear. Formed from shadow, and death is near. It lies. This is very similar to one we read a few chapters ago. A lot of the same wording. It even says, mentions surges and the unmade, just like the other one. Chapter 32. The Spren betrayed us, it's often felt. Our minds are too close to their realm. That gives us our forms, but more is then demanded by the smartest Spren. We can't provide what the humans lend, though broth are we, their meat is men. That's really interesting. Kind of referencing the differences between the listeners and humans, I guess. And how Spren, apparently according to that, prefer humans. Chapter 33. But it is not impossible to blend their surges to ours in the end. It has been promised and it can come, or do we understand the sum? We question not if they can have us then, but if we dare to have them again. This is the stanza immediately after that last one, and so it's saying, yeah, they prefer humans, but we can still access them. We can still bond with these Spren if we try hard enough, I guess. I don't know. It says it's not impossible. Chapter 34, last one here. Our gods were born splinters of a soul, of one who seeks to take control, destroys all lands that he beholds with spite. They are his spren, his gift, his price. But the night forms speak of future life. A challenged champion, a strife even he must requite. Ooh, that's some cool stuff there. I'm going to go out on a limb. I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure how much I've really talked about in these videos. So I don't want to, I try not to reference things that I've seen online or that I've learned outside of the books in these videos, but I'll go ahead and say this. Our gods were born splinters of a soul, of one who seeks to take control. I think that's Odium. He's sort of the big bad guy of this whole series. And splinters of a soul, I know that when, God is dead, in the first book we learned that the Almighty, his name was Honor, or his shard was Honor, he was killed and splintered, and something about that has created the spren or something. I'm not super clear on it, and I don't know if I should even be saying this. Whatever. Like the Stormfather and all the different spren, they're like a small piece of this god that was killed and destroyed and sort of scattered all over the world in a way. And so that's really interesting to me. Our gods... So it's like their gods are spren, maybe, or the actual like chunks of gods that were killed and torn apart. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Am I way off? I'm not like a deep Sandersonian lore master or anything like that. I just enjoy the story. I try to keep it straight, but I read a lot of other stuff too, and so I do kind of struggle to keep it all straight. Anyway. Those are the epigraphs. I think I've already said everything that kind of came to mind. I don't really have anything else to add. I don't really know what a lot of this is referencing, but it's kind of fun to read. So hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.